Hello, welcome to Highlights. My name is Jim Strawn, host of the program. Highlights from the heart of our community is brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, HD Media, and the Media Center, along with our newest sponsor, Banker's Life. There's no life like the Banker's Life. If you're a regular viewer of this program, and we certainly hope that you are, you know how much you love to focus on those grassroots organizations, individuals, businesses, people that are just doing phenomenal work, outstanding work, to make our great state of West Virginia and our Kanawha Valley and our city of Charleston a much better place to live, learn, work, and to play. And on today's Highlights program, we're going to feature really not just an organization, but a person and a tournament that is coming to the capital city of West Virginia in its second year. Toward the end of September, it is time once again, you may remember it from last year, the initial year, but it's time for Thunder in the Mountains. Thunder in the Mountains. There it is, hosted by Marshall University and West Virginia University, and it is a women's tennis tournament, a women's tennis event, and we're going to be talking with the tournament director, Rusty Webb. So lots of really good information coming your way, lots of good insight on tennis and women's athletics, and it kind of dovetails with the newest announcement with bringing athletics and bringing different youth sports to the capital city. So sit back, relax, take it all in as I turn to my right. I welcome in my good friend, Rusty Webb. Rusty, how are you, brother?
Good to see you, brother.
It's good to see you. You doing okay?
I'm doing great.
You brought the big cup, right?
I brought the Stanley Cup of tennis right there.
Thunder in the Mountains. This is the Mayor's Cup.
The Mayor's Cup, yes.
We did. This is your conception. This is your idea. We talked about it last year on this show. You brought Thunder in the Mountains to Charleston, West Virginia. People may not remember it. People may go, what the heck is Thunder in the Mountains? Let's pretend you're on the elevator and somebody says, what the heck is that, Rusty? How do you describe it?
Well, it's a Division I collegiate women's tennis tournament that actually WVU and Marshall collaborate on as co-hosts. And this is actually the fourth year. The first year was uneventful, to say the least, and that's when I discovered it and said, we need to make this kind of a big deal.
Did I mislead the audience when I said this is the second year?
It's the second year
that you're involved, right?
It's the second year that it's become an event.
Okay.
But
Marshall and WVU has played in Charleston in the past.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when I discovered them playing one Friday afternoon, I noticed that no one was there, and I thought, wow, this is kind of a big deal. There were 6 teams that year, so we planned it for 2020. COVID knocked us out. Right. 2021, we had 6 teams here last year, including Villanova, Radford, West Virginia State University.
Because quite frankly, West Virginia State women's tennis team is pretty stinking good.
They are very good.
Very
As a matter of fact, last year, WVSU's number 1 took WVU's number 1 to extra innings, to overtime.
Even though it's a different level division.
Huge difference.
However, sometimes individual athletes can compete with the big dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
And so this year, what I wanted to accomplish a number of things. One is I wanted to make the public aware that this is kind of a big deal. It's kind of a premier, at least intrastate event. And number 2, I wanted to help local children with beginning lessons, and I wanted to treat the tennis players and coaches as close as I could to a professional tournament, and I wanted to treat the public to as close as I could to a professional tournament. So this year we've added craft beer and food trucks to the event to try to bring in a different segment of society.
Rusty, we'll talk about this year, and the tournament, the event is scheduled for September 22nd. That's a Thursday and a Friday and a Saturday, Sunday. It's a 4-day event, right?
Correct.
Before we talk about this year's, how did last year's go? What were the strengths? What did you learn from it?
Well, first of all, the city of Charleston has been a great partner. The mayor,
you call it the Mayor's Cup.
I do, and I do that on purpose,
right,
because Mayor Goodwin has been so good to us. The Parks and Rec has been so good to us. The police department, the permits are it's seamless. Nice. Of how easy it is. And so they turn over the Charleston Rec Community Center to me for 4 days, which, there were no fires last year, so we're all good with that. But it was a huge success. I did something that nobody knew about and nobody expected, and that is, and I'll do it again this year, I fly the flags of every nationality of every player who plays in the tournament. And you may not know this, but most of your players are international players. They're not local. Now, Cincinnati is kind of an anomaly. Most of their players are from Cincinnati. I mean, that's the kind of talent you have in Ohio. Mm-hmm. But the rest of them, the rest of the teams, Marshall, WVU, and VCU out of Richmond, they're mostly international. So I fly the flags, and those girls absolutely loved it.
Very proudful. Very proudful moment.
And this year, I'm even going to add the state flags of Alice State students who play on these teams. So you'll see Ohio, Florida. Of course, we'll always have the West Virginia flag. So
I'm going to recap. So we're talking about Thunder in the Mountains. It'll be the second year that you've kind of made this an event as the tournament director. Last year we had 6 teams. This year, maybe a little bit more manageable. The 4 teams that are competing, WVU and Marshall, always, they're the host, and then they invite and you work with them, and they've invited the VCU and Cincinnati University, the Bearcats are coming over. So those 4, it is Division I women's tennis, which if you haven't seen Division I women's tennis, we all know that's pretty solid.
It's pretty solid.
Pretty good. But I want to talk about the day. I got the dates in. I got the teams in. We're going to play the tournament. All the matches are where? In Canal City?
They're in Canal City at our public courts.
The public courts, where the public courts tournament is. The Schoenbaum courts over there. Canal City Rec Center's in that neighborhood. So we got all that covered. Now I want to talk about you and why you're so fond and why you align yourself, not even necessarily with sports. You love sports, but Rusty Webb, you love female women's athletics.
I do.
Passionately.
I do.
Where'd that come from, and where's that all about? You have a daughter, obviously.
I have a daughter. She played. My daughter played soccer at Capitol High School, and I can't say that's where it originated. And Mayor Goodwin was so eloquent in her remarks the other day when we announced the 2 other teams. She always gets that privilege, and she said something that really struck me. And she said, "You know, women support women, but rarely do men support women." And she says, and she pointed to me, and I get goosebumps thinking about it. It was so nice of her to but I don't know. It's like the women's. I've become such a. First of all, I'm a huge women's tennis fan. Like tonight is the semifinals of the U.S. Open, and I follow all 4 of those players. And in my mind, they are far more entertaining than the men. Now, men will disagree with me, but my point is they're more. They play a varied style of tennis. With the men, it's like beating against the wall. It's just bam, 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 bam. The women play a lot of different shots, especially the 4 in the U.S. Open tonight. What I'm saying is, I love women play sincere. You don't see a lot of. I've covered women's basketball, tennis, you name it, volleyball. I'm a huge volleyball fan. There's just no central. They're team players, and I love watching team play. And you see that at the high school and college levels. And I just appreciate that they need some help, and I want to help them.
And tennis is a team sport, yet it's an individual sport, a little bit like wrestling. Yes, you're on the mat by yourself, but it's still a team because there's 12 other guys that are on your wrestling team. And what's a women's tennis team made up of numbers? Is it 8?
It's 6. It's 6.
Okay.
It's 6. It's 6 teams. Now, what we'll have here, because it's a fall match, you can draw outside the lines a little bit. So WVU and Marshall and Cincinnati are all bringing extra players, and we're going to play them on the back 2 courts, just so they can get practice time in for the spring.
So so there's 6
so
players.
It's 6.
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 playing against 5 against 5, 6 against 6, and then 1 and 2
the
in
number
doubles?
1 seeds play the number 1 seeds, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Then you have your number 1 doubles team, number 2, and number 3 doubles team with those same players.
And then to keep score as a team, you just keep score of each of those matches that are being done by the individuals and doubles. I'm just trying to help the audience.
Our tournament, because it's a fall tournament, it's not going to be rated on a team basis. It's going to be based on an individual. So WVU won last year because WVU's number one or number two. I think number one won the most matches over the entire.
Because it's a round robin.
It's
format.
a round robin.
Everybody
yes.
plays each other.
Yeah.
And again, the teams are WVU, Marshall, VCU, and Cincinnati.
Correct.
Those are your four
and you will
teams.
not see them play doubles and singles on the same day. So it's all mixed up. So you might see Marshall play Cincinnati on Friday in doubles and then play them again on Sunday in singles, which is actually, I think, what's going to happen.
Well, the mayor is right, Rusty. No one supports women's athletics more than you. And so when you have these teams in, these ladies, these young ladies, the women's team, you said earlier, I'm going to ask you to follow up on this, you like to make it special for them.
Yeah.
You like for them to feel like they're on the football team or the basketball team. You want to get them some nice meals, some fanfare, some music, some autographs. You want to get them some fans, because they're talented student athletes.
These are players you're going to see on TV.
So
in a
what
few
do
years.
you do for them? What are some things that you do? The city does. You guys put together. I know we get some sponsors, but what do you do? What kind of events do you do outside of the tennis courts?
Well, the first thing we do is we feed them lunch every day.
That doesn't happen.
We have it catered in. They always have to go out. They bring it. Matter of fact, one of the coaches says, most of my team are freshmen. You're going to spoil them because they're going to go to this match first ever, and then they're going to go to these other matches and say, hey, where's my swag bag?
Yeah.
Where's my T-shirt?
Right.
So they all get swag bags.
But that's part of your mission. Is to spoil.
It is.
You want to spoil them.
It is.
So you feed them.
They get swag bags. I have hosts for all the teams on Friday night to take them out to dinner. On Saturday night, because we have another rather large competition in West Virginia between the two rival teams, which is the soccer match in Huntington with WVU Marshall. I did not want to compete against that.
Okay.
So we're having a game watching party at 5th Street Brewing.
On Friday the 23rd.
Yes.
So we're talking with Rusty. Thunder in the Mountains.
Now that'd be on the Saturday. Friday
okay.
is hosted by the dinners. Saturday is the 7:15 match.
I want to get the dates right. We open up on Thursday, September 22nd. Friday, there's some action on the 23rd.
And there's a reception. Only thing on the 22nd is a reception.
The 24th is action, and then the game watching of the soccer. Let's go back to Thursday, the 22nd. There's no action, but there is a dinner reception, a welcoming reception.
We're having a little bit of a pro-am before that.
Okay.
8 players have signed up just to play doubles with Marshall WVU players.
So exhibition.
I call it a fundraiser.
Yeah.
FUN.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then we have a reception for all the sponsors, volunteers. You're invited.
I'll be there.
Sponsors, volunteers, teams, and Pepperoni Grill is going to cater that event because the night before the big match, the big game, you want pasta. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have pasta.
And they're in Canal City. They're right down there.
They're right there. I want local flavor, even more local than Charleston. I want
right over there
Subway across the street's going to cater lunch one day.
Very good.
So then Friday's going to be probably the longest day of tennis. It's going to start early and go all day, and then Friday evening is the Marshall WVU match. I mean that's the premier match. And Jim, I had that last year thinking, well, you saved the best for last. Well, Sunday morning's not the best time to get fans out.
I got you.
So I said to myself,
yeah,
let's move it to Saturday night. And then I thought, no, I don't want to compete with Marshall WVU soccer, so we move it to Friday night. Saturday night, we're going to finish early so all the teams can go watch the game. And by the way, after the reception on Thursday night, WVU's Alumni Association is sponsoring a game watching party over at the Red Carpet, which
Rouge Carpet.
They've been a great the WVU alumni, Greater Canal Eric Arnold has been a great. Last year they fed all the teams at a game watching party.
I was with Eric this week. We're working on Guys Night Out. He gets after it. He does a good job. He's an advocate.
Else.
He's an advocate for his alumni, isn't he?
He sure is.
So Thursday the 22nd, Friday the 23rd, Saturday the 24th.
Now Saturday's going to be about a half day, and the reason is we're having a kids clinic. And another one of my goals, if you know my work with Capitol High School, is I want the youth of this area, East End, West Side, wherever, to get exposed to this game of tennis, because their exposure historically has been football, basketball, some baseball, now soccer. Soccer's up and coming. But there are so many scholarships out there, and there are so many non-traditional players that you're like, you've got to expose them to it. Maybe it'll take. Maybe.
I remember talking with you about this last year.
Yeah.
There are some women's sports athletic scholarship slots that go unfunded because no one applied for them.
Right. There are so many under Title IX. They have to fill slots, and so sports like rugby and golf. Wow. You just have to be a warm body to get a scholarship. Tennis is more competitive,
Sure.
no question about it. But I still think that if you're not playing soccer or tennis or in the band, you may find a niche with tennis. But if they're not exposed to it, they never know what they missed. So we're providing all the tennis balls. They're going to have lunch with the players. I'm going to provide autographed tennis balls for them. Mm-hmm. All the players will have Sharpies with the color of their team. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm OCD.
You are.
They'll have lunch, and then they're going to, and then I'm going to play the two of the players.
Have you built in bringing in some elementary students,
Yes.
middle school students, high school students? How are you working with local coaches and teachers to get an audience there of our youth?
I'm faxing, emailing every athletic director, every tennis coach that I'm aware of in the state, because I want this to be a destination event. The city has also stepped up and says, hey, we'll get our vans out on Saturday and go to our rec centers and bring those kids in. And I've also asked the community to bring tennis rackets. I've donated at least a dozen myself for the kids to use. And everyone gets a T-shirt. The parent or guardian gets a T-shirt. I couldn't make it more welcoming if I had to. I was short of paying somebody to come. So
what a great ambassador for West Virginia and the city of Charleston.
I love this state. I love this city.
Rusty Webb. We're talking with Rusty Webb, and we are talking about it's becoming an annual event now. Thunder in the Mountains, WVU Marshall hosting it, along with VCU. Cincinnati will be in town September 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and a little bit of action on Sunday. It's going to be happening at the Schoenbaum course over in Kanawha City, the Kanawha City Recreation Center right there in Kanawha City. So a lot of Kanawha City businesses are getting behind this. We appreciate Webb Law and Rusty putting this together. And of course, he mentioned the mayor a couple of times. We appreciate the city of Charleston rolling out the red carpet for these 4 teams. We have a chance, we got some footage from last year just to give you an idea, a little taste of what's coming this year for Thunder in the Mountains. We'll take a look at that right now. There it is. A little WVU Marshall action. It was a nice day out there. Was that, what day did you play last year, Rusty?
Same weekend. It was like the 24th through the 26th.
So there's some good action there, and there's a few fans seeing some really, really good D1 tennis.
We're going to play music between matches. It's really going to be, I go to the Western and Southern tournament every year in Cincinnati, and it's sort of like my little miniature Western and Southern.
I want to ask you
see
about
the flags. They loved the flags.
The competition with Cincinnati and VCU. How are those programs compared to WVU and Marshall? Just talk about the comparison of the 4 teams. I mean, who's got maybe a stronger program than others, and what makes the program so good?
Well, of course, this year, as opposed to last year, they're all Division I teams. The only Division II being West Virginia State, which made a good showing. But they're all very competitive, and they're all in very good conferences. And of course, Cincinnati is in the AAC, but will soon join WVU in the Big 12. And see, that's the match on Saturday night before we go to the game watching party. That's the premier singles matches on Saturday would be Cincinnati and WVU. And they're good. And any particular one of these girls are probably ranked like in the top 20 in their country. You know what I mean? And some come from small countries, a lot of Eastern European countries, but still being number 1, you're talking about, when you watch the women in the WTA, they're all from the same countries that these girls are from. They're from Romania, Slovenia, Kazakhstan, the same ones that are winning, so you know they have good tennis pedigree in those countries where they come from. So it's just, I mean, it's real good tennis.
I'll tell you what, Rusty, we're going to take a short break, and when I come back, we're going to talk about how individuals, corporations, organizations can still get involved with this, because it's still a few weeks out, September 22nd. So we're going to talk about that. We are going to take a short break, thank our collaborating partners and our sponsor. After that, we'll be right back with more conversation with Rusty Webb, the tournament director for Thunder in the Mountains. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our supporters of the television program. Highlights from the Heart of Our Community is brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, the Media Center, and HD Media. And our newest sponsor, special thanks to Bankers Life. There's no life like the Bankers Life. For over 140 years, Bankers Life has provided financial security to their clients and policyholders. During that same time, Bankers Life has helped change the lives of many of their associates personally, professionally, and financially. Questions? Do you have questions regarding Medicare and Social Security? Give them a call, 304-757-4134. Or if you're interested in a free review with a licensed agent or looking for a new career in the financial industry, contact Dennis Harmison. Dennis.Harmison, Harmison, at bankerslife.com. There's no life like the Banker's Life. And welcome back. We are talking with Rusty Webb. We're talking about Thunder in the Mountains, a tennis event, a tennis tournament, if you will, D1, hosted by WVU, West Virginia University, Marshall University. They've invited, and these teams have accepted. They'll be here in Charleston playing Cincinnati Bearcats and VCU. What's VCU? What's their nickname? I forget.
Virginia Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth. Yep. Virginia Commonwealth, VCU.
And I would be remiss if I didn't give you your
well, thank
shirt.
you. So I'm going to get that. I got me a little Thunder in the Mountains shirt. I can't wait to wear that over in Kanawha City during the Webb Law is right on there. Very nicely done. Let's talk about, this is a pretty affordable event for the community to come out to. You make it very affordable. Rusty, talk about the cost to come.
Well, you can't beat free.
You can't beat free.
Free.
Free's pretty good.
That's correct.
So it doesn't cost any, there's no admission to come
anything.
in, no reason not to come and watch these talented ladies play amazing tennis.
Great food, great craft beer, great music.
So you're going to have some food trucks and some craft beer booths?
Yes.
Are you making, that's a concession, correct?
Yes.
And so we need sponsor support. We need to make a little bit of money. I'll give you an opportunity to talk about sponsorships in a moment. But you're not trying to make a boatload of money. You're just trying to make enough seed money so that we can do this each and every year in Charleston.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And we will be selling a ton of merchandise.
Okay.
Trust me.
T-shirts, tennis balls,
polo shirts.
The big balls you can get signed.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a lot of miscellaneous. GeoCloth just donated a ton of things to this tournament.
Yeah,
T-shirts.
thank you, David. Yeah, appreciate
David. Of course, David's the assistant director this year.
And he's an official, right? You got him to become an official?
He saw the checks of the umpires last year.
He's like, I can do that, Rusty.
And got qualified.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about corporate and organizational support. You mean you're a sponsor, the city's a sponsor. You mentioned Pepperoni Grill, you mentioned Subway, you may have some others.
PepsiCo. PepsiCo is providing all the drinks for all the players, and we're having the coolers on the court like they do with the professional.
Nice.
Which we didn't have last year.
But I'll give your pitch. You can still accept some sponsors. You can still accept some money to help to help pull this off. You still accept some money from sponsors so that you can keep offering this for free. Talk about what they might get out of that and why they should do that.
Well, the one area that I really want to emphasize is that the same groups that produce this show are producing the live streaming. And it's important to do live streaming because these kids are thousands of miles away from home, and it's not like you can turn on a TV channel and you can stream it. And if you want to participate, I would like you to get with HD Media, with you,
So Thunder in the Mountains is being live streamed by HD Media and the Media Center?
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
First I heard of that.
Yes, and you would get, if you become a part of that with commercials and streaming and ads, you will get all of the perks that
Yeah.
the sponsors will get, except you'll just be contributing to
Well,
that.
it's a nice investment of a corporation's time, a nice investment of their funds.
Parmar underwrites
Parmar,
it.
very
Parmar
nice.
underwrites it,
And they get a lot of play, and people understand in this community, West Virginia, we love to support others that give back to our youth and give back to the community. And there's stores that do that, business people that do that, corporations that do that. I am more apt to, and many of us are, use them.
Oh, I do.
It's
I
just-
patronize.
yeah, absolutely.
There's a Parmar near my house
And you
that
do
I
it
go
because
to every
they
day.
give back.
Yes.
So we love that. So there's an opportunity to do that. Give me a call. Give Rusty a call. Reach out to us. I think you have a Facebook page for Thunder in the
Facebook
Mountains.
page. We're getting ready to launch the website.
Okay. What is it? Can we give the address for that? Are you comfortable
It's
giving that?
no, it's thunderinthemountains.org.
Thunderinthemountains.org.
Yeah.
If it's not up as this shows, well, not up as it's taped, but it might be up.
Right.
But go there. If it's not up, it's coming shortly.
Go to the Facebook.
Facebook.
Page.
I did there, so there's lots of activity on there. Rusty, I don't know. If we're leaving anything out, we got everything in.
Well, there's one other highlight that
Yeah.
I failed to mention, and that is each year I selfishly play the #1 seed for Marshall and WVU myself.
Well, this is not a comedy series.
Well, it is, and so you allot like an hour for the clinic. I allotted like 15 minutes for both those matches because
I know you're an
they're
avid
over
tennis
quick.
player. How do you stack up with some of these?
Oh,
women?
I don't.
You don't stack up.
No, if they let off a little, I might have a chance. But if they play all out, it's like Billie Jean King and
Bobby Riggs.
Bobby Riggs.
That's
It's sort of like that.
That's beautiful. Well, I tell you what, I hope that folks will get involved as we conclude our conversation with Rusty Webb, the tournament director for Thunder in the Mountains, coming to the capital city, coming to Charleston, September 22, 23, 24, and September the 25th. It doesn't cost anything to come out. Get with Rusty or get with me or get with somebody. Go to the Facebook page. Let us know that you want to be a part of this as a sponsor. Let us know that you want to bring a busload of youth. Just let us know what's going on. Rusty is open. He wants this to be a destination. We'd love to see you over in Kanawha City.
If you bring a team into this tournament, I will give every member of that team and whoever brings them free T-shirts.
There you go.
I really, really want these local kids any kids to see what a great tournament this is.
Well, good luck to you. Good luck to the city of Charleston, and good luck to the ladies that are playing from WVU Marshall. WVU is the defending champ of Thunder in the Mountains, right?
Yeah, it is.
So good luck to the Mountaineers, good luck to the Thundering Herd, and the Bearcats, and VCU, the Commonwealth. And we just wish you the best, brother.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. We'll see you on the September 22, 23, 24, and 25.
See
All right,
you.
brother.
Okay.
And thanks for the shirt.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate you. That's all the time we have on this edition of Highlights, as always brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, HD Media, and the Media Center. And special thanks to our sponsor, Bankers Life. There's no life like the Bankers Life. We'll see you in Kanawha City at Thunder in the Mountains, and we'll see you next time right here on Highlights. Take care now.